All right, thanks, guys. Coming off an 11-4 in one day in Major League Baseball. Had a great day yesterday. Let's see if we can get some more of the same, beginning with the NBA. And I'm talking about Milwaukee at Toronto, 8:30 Eastern tip-off in Toronto. The Bucks opened the betting as the 2-point favorite, total at 218.5. And since those markets opened this one up, we're seeing action on Milwaukee up to 2.5. We're also seeing movement toward the under. A 2.5-point move there down to 216. So once again, the Bucks open -2 up to -2.5. Total open 218.5 down to 216. 51% of the consensus is leaning toward Milwaukee. 57% shaded toward the under. Right now, Toronto's plus 115 on the money line. We have Wilson probable with an ankle injury for Milwaukee. That's so funny. The way I have this written out, it says Wilson P. ankle and Leonard P. leg. We have Wilson P. ankle probable for tonight. Now, Wilson probable with that ankle injury. Kawhi Leonard, you know he's going to play, but he is technically on the injury report listed as probable with a leg injury. Wilson P. ankle and Leonard P. leg. But anyway, getting back to some little bit of some seriousness here. Milwaukee is 6-1 against the spread in their last 7. 6-1 straight up in those 7 games. They are first in scoring. They're averaging 118 points per contest. Milwaukee's also covering 63% of their games at home. They're also covering 61% of their games when laying the points. Now, Milwaukee is 63% against the spread, taking on teams over 550. A couple more things to add about the Bucks. They rank first in offensive rebounding, and they are 5-2 against the number, taking on Toronto this year. And speaking of Toronto, they're covering just 41% of their games, taking on teams over 550. They also rank 20th in offensive rebounding. One more thing to note about the Raptors. They're coming in at 22nd in home defensive rebounding. Now, when it comes to the total, we're looking at a Toronto squad who is 63% to the over in their games played at the current posted total. Milwaukee, on the other side, 13-6 to the over in their last 19. I'm going to buy the hook because I should have did it yesterday. Should have waited for some line movement and bought it down, but I did not. My impatience got the best of me. But in this spot, I'm going to purchase the 0.5 point, buy it down, and take Milwaukee -2 and the over 216 in that game there. How about it last night? Golden State winning by 2, not covering the number in many spots. Although if you caught them at 2.5 and bought it down, you did push. You saved yourself some money. But anyway, welcome to the show. Got some lines and personal leans out for Tuesday's NBA, NHL, and Major League Baseball action. But before we get into that, got to remind you about my website, patreon.com/BrockPage. We do daily plays on that site. Right now, not so good in our daily best play. So if you were interested in that tier, you may want to hold off. We're on a bit of a cooler, not egregious, but a bit of a cooler right now. So you may want to wait for us to heat up on the daily best play, although we're doing very good in our best friends play and our personal touch play. Very, very good in those categories. So check it out, patreon.com/BrockPage. You do not have to buy anything to check out the content there. We do have free content. But if you want to see the personal plays, the daily plays, those memberships begin at just $1.99 per month. Now let's go ahead and get into some shout outs. And if you're interested in taking a look at Patreon, the link is in the description section below. All right, shout outs. Let's get into it. Got to say what's up to my man, Jay Williams, Sauce Sensei, Master Drip Lord, TCGMD 2010. That's one name. That is TCGMD 2010. Also got to say what's up to Stephen Lewis, my good friend there. Always great to see Steve in the comments section. Got to say what's up to Amin Juali. What's going on? How you doing? Shout out to Double Blink, Milwaukee Mike Jones, who I know will be very ready for the game. Probably watching this podcast at the Pfizer Forum right now. That's where Milwaukee Mike Jones works. So Milwaukee Mike gets up very early in the morning, just blows a huge, just big fat blunt, gets his mind right, medicated, gets his body right, goes into work, bangs it out, then comes home and watches his beloved Milwaukee Bucks. Hey, Mike, don't tell anybody from work that I said that, by the way. I'm not trying to get you in trouble, big dog. But anyway, shout out to Milwaukee Mike Jones, who will be watching the game tonight. Shout out to Almighty Addo TV, Chris Smith, the Pro Line Master, who has a channel of his own, the Pro Line Master. Ghetto Joe, and last but certainly not least, the Ding Man, C. Dinger. All right, let's go ahead and hop into some more lines of personal leads. We're going to start, in the NHL. All starts Eastern Standard Time, and we're talking about the Western Conference Finals. San Jose taking on St. Louis. 8 o'clock Eastern puck drop in St. Louis. The Blues open $1.40 total, 5.5. 20-cent move toward the Blues up to 160. Once again, St. Louis open $1.40 up to minus 160. Totals 5.5. 63% are leaning toward the Blues, 53% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Sharks are plus 145 on the money line. Blues plus $1.80 on the puck line. The Blues are 5th in goals allowed at just 2.7 per contest on average. They're also 5-2 straight up in their last 7. They're 11-5 in their last 16 at home. The Blues also rank 2nd in shots allowed. Their opponents are shooting the puck on net just 28 times per contest. And when it comes to their opponent, the San Jose Sharks, well, they have not been traveling well as of late. Winners in just 4 out of their last dozen on the road. 4-8 in their last 12 on the road. They also rank 23rd in goals allowed on the road. We're looking at 3.5 goals per contest in that category there. And when it comes to the total, San Jose is 80% to the under in their last 5, taking on St. Louis. Give me the Blues minus 160 in the over 5.5 in that game. A couple shout outs in the NHL. Got to give a shout out to Corey H, who says to me, "You are using regular season and playoff stats. You should know it is not the same stat, you bald asshole." No, he didn't say that last part about being a bald asshole. But Corey H, love your passion, man. Hey, I got to do a better job. Got to get the job done and use some more playoff stats, which I believe I did in a couple spots here. Yeah. Maybe not. I don't know. You decide. But Corey H, love your passion. Thank you for your time. Thank you for commenting in the comment section. And then S.J. Farrell says, "Imagine using regular season stats to bet playoffs." All right, guys, that's a coincidence, right? Nobody has ever confronted me about using regular season stats in the playoffs and then 2 guys on the same thing. Are you guys the same person? Anyway, S.J. Farrell, if you're not the same person as Corey H., once again, appreciate your passion. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. And it's passion like that that makes this channel tick. Got to give a shout out to Pro Line Master. And then last but not least, Ender Garcia from República Dominicana, the DR. Ender Garcia from the DR, who loves the pronunciations in Spanish and my broken Spanish. So, gracias, tipo. Gracias por mucho. Gracias por todos. All right, let's go ahead and slide into our next and final slate. And that's going to be in Major League Baseball. Beginning with the Athletics taking on the Indians. 6:10 Eastern first pitch in Cleveland. Man, my specs are dirty. Cleveland opened the betting as the $1.35 favorite, total at 8. Nickel move toward Cleveland and movement downward on the total, minus 140 and 7.5. Once again, Cleveland opened $1.35 up to minus 140. Total open 8, down to 7.5. 62% of the consensus is leaning toward Cleveland. 59% shaded toward the over. Right now, Oakland's plus $1.25 on the money line. Cleveland plus 140 on the run line. We have Bassett for the A's, Bauer for the Indians. Bassett comes into this game 2-1 with a 1.93 ERA. Oakland is 5th in road scoring, 4-1 straight up in their last 5 when traveling. Cleveland on the other side, 27th in hits. Their offense is averaging just 3.9 runs per contest. And when it comes to the total, Cleveland is, oddly enough, 8